Good evening, good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, for this video, I'm going to give another standings update for the G1 Climax 33. It's quite a big update, actually. So, going to start off with that. And then I'm going to go over the recent fun, entertaining, wacky TJPW Summer Athletic Park match that was, like I said, very entertaining. So gonna go over the wackiness of that. But anyway, let's get started going over the current standings of the G1 Climax 33, and it has gotten rather interesting for sure. So let's go ahead and dive right on in, starting with the A block. Shall we? Let's go. Okay. The A block. Right now, sitting at the bottom with only 2 points is Ren Narita. And while he's not technically eliminated yet, he's still in danger. But it looks like it's on its way. It really looks like it's on its way. So, Ren Narita has 2 points with a record of 0-3-2. 0-3-2. With 3 losses to Sonata, Hikuleo, and Gabe Kidd. And then the 2 draws with Shota Umino and Yota Tsuji. But I mean, to be honest, he's probably going to be eliminated very, very soon. Within the next match, I don't see him making it. Then we got a competitor with 3 points. He's another one I really don't see making it. But Yota Tsuji, who right now has a record of 1-3-1. He's got the 1 victory over Chase Owens, but 3 losses to Sonata, Hikuleo, and Kaito Kiyomiya, and then the 1 draw with Ren Narita. So, looking really rough for him. And then we got 2 competitors right now with 4 points apiece, which are Chase Owens and Hikuleo. Let's take a look at Hikuleo. Hikuleo right now has a record of 2-3. With victories over Ren Narita and Yota Tsuji, but losses to Sonata, Chase Owens, and Gabe Kidd. Okay. And then Chase Owens. Chase Owens, also a record of 2-3, with victories over Hikuleo and Gabe Kidd, but losses to Shota Umino, Yota Tsuji, and Kaito Kiyomiya. Okay, we have 1 competitor with 5 points, which is Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd right now has a record of 2-2-1. He's got the 2 victories over Hikuleo and Ren Narita, 2 losses to Chase Owens and Shota Umino, and then the 1 draw with Kaito Kiyomiya, which was a big shocker, very big shocker. All right, and then we got 2 competitors that both have 6 points, and that's Shota Umino and Kaito Kiyomiya. So Kaito Kiyomiya, he has a record of 2-1-2. He's got the victories over Chase Owens and Yota Tsuji, the 1 loss to Sonata, and 2 draws with Shota Umino and Gabe Kidd. And then we have Shota Umino that has a record of 2-1-2. He's got the 2 victories over Chase Owens and Gabe Kidd, the 1 loss to Sanada, and 2 draws with Ren Narita and Kaito Kiyomiya. And then sitting at the top with 10 points, undefeated, and has punched his ticket as one of the competitors that will advance to the winner's block is IWGP Heavyweight Champion Sanada. That's right, he is 5-0 with victories over Hikuleo, Ren Narita, Shota Umino, Yota Tsuji, and Kaito Kiyomiya. Now, everybody in the A block has 2 matches left. So we know that Sanada, is undefeated. He's punched his ticket into the winner's block, which honestly, I'm going by what the article says, because apparently they say that guaranteed him at least first place, which, I mean, I don't really understand how it does, because technically Sanada could lose the last 2 matches, but what if Shota Umino and Kaito Kiyomiya win their last 2 matches? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but yeah, Sanada apparently is guaranteed for the winner's block. But like I said, the others are definitely on the verge of elimination. Like I said, I think Ren Narita is about to be eliminated. And so is Yota Tsuji. But it's coming. It's coming. All right, that's the A block. All right, let's look at the B block. So for the B block, right now sitting at the bottom with 2 points and unfortunately has been mathematically eliminated, and that is the Great Okan. That's right. He right now has a record of 1-4. He has the 1 victory over El Phantasmo, but losses to Okada, Kenta, Will Ospreay, and Tangaloa. And unfortunately, being that he can only get to as high as 6 points when there's already 2 competitors that have made it to 8, Great Okan has been mathematically eliminated. So he's out. All right, and then we got 4 competitors with 4 points apiece, which are Yoshihashi, Kenta, Tangaloa, and El Phantasmo. So all 4 of them are danger of elimination. El Phantasmo has a record of 2-3 with victories over Tangaloa and Kenta, but losses to Okada, Yoshihashi, and Great Okan. All right. Tangaloa, same thing, 2-3 with victories over Kenta and the Great Okan, but losses to Yoshihashi, Taichi, and El Phantasmo. Okay, Kenta, same thing. Record of 2-3 with victories over Taichi and the Great Okan, but losses to Will Ospreay, Tangaloa, and El Phantasmo. And then Yoshihashi, same thing, 2-3 with victories over Tangaloa, El Phantasmo, but losses to Will Ospreay, Taichi, and Okada. So those 4 have 4 points each. Okay, we have 1 competitor right now with 6 points, which is Taichi. Taichi has a record of 3-2 right now, with victories over Yoshihashi, Will Ospreay, and Tangaloa, but the 2 losses to Okada and Kenta. And then your top 2 right now, currently, both with 8 points apiece, are Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay. So let's take a look at Will Ospreay. He has a record of 4-1 right now, with victories over Okada, Yoshihashi, Kenta, and Great Khan, but the one loss to Taichi. And then got the Rainmaker himself, Kazuchika Okada, same record, 4-1, with victories over Yoshihashi, Taichi, Great Khan, and El Phantasmo, but the one loss to Will Ospreay. To be honest with you, it's probably going to end up being Okada and Ospreay that are the two that make it out. I mean, unless Okada just fumbles badly with Kenta and Tangaloa, I don't see it. I really don't. I don't see it. But it's a tight race there for the B block. All right, let's move on to the C block. Okay, C block. So right now, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 competitors right now with 2 points apiece, which are Mikey Nichols, Aaron Hanare, and Tomohiro Ishii. Let's take a look at Mikey Nichols. Right now he has a record of 1-3 with a victory over Aaron Hanare, but losses to Shingo Takagi, Tama Tonga, and David Finlay. Aaron Hanare, same thing, 1-3, with the one victory over Shingo, but losses to Evil, Eddie Kingston, and Mikey Nichols. And then Tomohiro Ishii, who is also 1-3, picked up the victory over Eddie Kingston, but lost to Dave Finlay, Tama Tonga, and Shingo. So those guys aren't quite on the verge of elimination, but they're close. They're coming close to it. All right. You got 2 competitors with 4 points, which are Shingo Takagi and Eddie Kingston. Let's look at Eddie Kingston. Right now, he is 2-2. He's got victories over Shingo Takagi and Aaron Hanare, but losses to Evil and Tomohiro Ishii. All right, Shingo Takagi, same thing, 2-2, with victories over Tomohiro Ishii and Mikey Nichols, but losses to Aaron Hanare and Eddie Kingston. And then you have 3 competitors sitting at the top with 6 points apiece, which are David Finlay, Evil, and Tama Tonga. Let's take a look at Tama Tonga. Right now, he's doing pretty well. 3-1. Victories over David Finlay, Tomohiro Ishii, and Mikey Nichols. But he has the one loss to Evil. But Tama Tonga's been off to a great start, though. Got to give it up to him. He's off to a great start. All right, Evil. Evil is also 3-1, with victories over Tama Tonga, Aaron Hanare, and Eddie Kingston, but had the one loss against David Finlay. And then David Finlay, 3-1, victories over Tomohiro Ishii, Evil, and Mikey Nichols, but the one loss to Tama Tonga. But yeah, it's gonna be really close. It's gonna be really close between I think between David Finlay, Evil, and Tama Tonga. But I think Shingo and Eddie Kingston will probably make a comeback, but we'll see. We'll see. They're not out of it yet, so we'll see what happens. It's gonna be pretty close, I think, in the C block. All right, let's go to the D block. Now for the D block, it's looking kind of rough, especially for one guy in particular. And that, starting off at 0 points, is Toru Yano. Right now has a record of 0-4, with losses to Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Hiroki Goto, and Zack Sabre Jr. And honestly, he's probably going to be getting eliminated with his next loss. For sure. If that ends up happening, he's out. But we'll see. Next up, you got one competitor that has only 2 points, which is Alex Coughlin. He has a record of 1-3. The victory over pardon me. He has the one victory over Hiroki Goto, and then losses to Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb, and Shane Haste. Pardon me. And then you have four competitors with 4 points each, which are Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Hiroki Goto, and Shane Haste. Let's look at Shane Haste. Shane Haste. He has a record of 2-2 with a victory over Alex Coughlin and a really big victory over Tetsuya Naito, but losses to Hiroki Goto and Hiroshi Tanahashi. But man, gotta give it up for that big upset victory he had over Naito. Alright, Hiroki Goto, same thing, 2-2. Victories over Toru Yano and Shane Haste, but losses to Tetsuya Naito and Alex Coughlin, which was bullcrap. And then Tetsuya Naito, same thing, 2-2. Victories over Hiroki Goto and Toru Yano, but losses to Jeff Cobb and Shane Haste. And then you got Hiroshi Tanahashi, 2-2, with victories over Toru Yano and Shane Haste, but losses to Zack Sabre Jr. and Jeff Cobb. All right, you got one competitor that has 6 points right now, and that's Zack Sabre Jr. He is on a 3-1 record. Victories over Hiroshi Tanahashi, Toru Yano, and Alex Coughlin, and then the one loss to Jeff Cobb. Speaking of Cobb, there is one at the top, currently undefeated with a record of 4-0, and that's Jeff Cobb. He has victories over Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., and Alex Coughlin. I gotta keep it real. Jeff Cobb is probably gonna make it to the winner's block. I mean, 3 of those victories he had were huge. I mean, he's beaten Zack Sabre Jr., Naito, and Tanahashi. So, to keep it real, I'm pretty sure Jeff Cobb is going to advance to the winner's block. I would be shocked if he just fell apart now. I would be so shocked. But we'll see what happens. But let's go back to the A block. Let's see what the next matchups are. So everybody has 2 matches left in the A block. Let's see. The dates are August 1st and August 5th to wrap up the A block, which that's not until next week. But let's see what matchups you got. Let's see. Sonata, he's got to finish off against Gabe Kidd and then Chase Owens, which honestly, he should be able to beat them both. So he might end up getting a clean sweep out of this block, to be honest with you. Okay, Chase Owens, let's see. He's got to face Sonata and Ren Narita. I don't see him beating Sonata. He might pull it off against Ren Narita. All right, Hikuleo, he's got to face Kaito Kiyomiya and then Shota Umino. Ooh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Both of those matches are going to be tough. Ren Narita, he's got to face Chase Owens and Kaito Kiyomiya. Yeah, that's going to be tough for him. Let's see. Shota Umino, he's got to face Yodatsuji and Hikuleo. Ooh, he's got to finish off against the 2 big men. And then Yodatsuji, he's got to face Shota Umino and Gabe Kidd. Alrighty. Gabe Kidd, he's got to face Sonata and Yodatsuji. And Kaito Kiyomiya's got to face Hikuleo and Ren Narita. So those are your remaining matchups for the A block. So like I said, that'll be wrapped up August 1st and August 5th, which, let me pull up my calendar. August 1st, that's this coming Tuesday, and the 5th would be next Saturday. So yeah. All right, let's look at the B block. Okay, same thing. Looks like with the B block, everybody has 2 matches left. So let's look at the final matchups of the B block. Let's see, Okada. Let's see, he's got to face Kenta and Tangaloa. Kenta might pull it off, but we'll see. Yoshihashi, he's got to face Kenta and Great Okan. It's going to be tough. Taichi, he's got to face Great Okan and El Phantasmo. Taichi might finish pretty strong, actually. I think there's a chance that he could finish really strong. Okay. Kenta, he's got to face Okada and Yoshihashi. Ooh, that's not going to be easy. Great Okan, he's got to face Yoshihashi and Taichi. So, he's, like I said, he's automatically eliminated. Will Ospreay. Oh, he just has ELP and Tangaloa. He might be able to win both. And then Tangaloa, Okada, and Ospreay. Oh, man, he's going to have his hands full there. And then El Phantasmo will get Taichi and then Will Ospreay. Oh, man. Oof. 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 But yeah, it's going to be very close. Very, very close. Let's see. C block. Okay, looks like everybody in the C block has 3 matches left. So, David Finlay, let's see, July 30th. That's coming up. That's this week. That's this weekend. Or no, that's this Sunday. That's this Sunday. But let's see. David Finlay versus Aaron Hanare. Oh man, that should be interesting. Evil versus Tomohiro Ishii. Should be hard hitting. Let's see. Tamatanga versus Shingo Takagi. That should be really good. Aaron Hanare versus Dave Finlay. Mikey Nichols versus Eddie Kingston. Oh man. That should be really crazy. But yeah. But yeah, everybody on the C block, they have 3 matches left. So let's move to the D block again. Everybody in the D block has 3 matches left as well. But July 30th, is coming up. It's this Sunday. Let's see, Tanahashi versus Goto. That should be really good. Naito versus Alex Coughlin. That should be interesting. Let's see. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shane Hayes. Uh-oh, fellow TMDK stablemates. All right. Jeff Cobb versus Toru Yano. See if you can keep that undefeated streak going. But yeah. And then Alex Coughlin versus Tetsuya Naito. I don't know if I said that one already. But you got some pretty big matchups coming up July 30th. So C and D block, 3 matches apiece. A and B block, only 2 matches. So it's winding down. It's definitely winding down. So we'll see what happens going forward. Okay, before we go into TJPW, here's a quick word on the sponsor, Game Beauty. As you continue to watch and enjoy Blitzball Champ gaming content here on the U to the Tube, be sure you take a moment to check out the link to the description for Game Beauty. Game Beauty offers a variety of video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. They offer items such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, and even non-makeup items such as these graphic t-shirts. They also have collaboration items like this Persona 5 Royal Limited Edition makeup collection, as you can see here, which you can get it as a full collection, or you can get different bundles of this collection as well as different pieces separately. Also, Game Beauty offers free domestic and international shipping to most countries for orders over $60. And be sure to use the promo code blitzball_champ, all in caps, and you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to take advantage of that nice little discount. And now, back to our regularly scheduled video. Enjoy. Okay. So, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling had a very special event called the TJPW Summer Athletic Park Match. That was the 27th. And it took place at the Sakamiko Resort Pleasure Forest. Okay? I have to say, this was quite a very entertaining show, for sure. A very entertaining show, for sure. So, the way that they did this, and it was still kind of confusing, so I tried my best to keep up with the format of how everything went down. It was just really, really difficult, but had to also try to use Google Translate, but you know, there weren't any subtitles or anything. It was all in Japanese. But here's the gist of how things went. So, you had two teams, red team, blue team. They did a best of 5 series. They did 5 different games. Okay, 5 different games. Here's how they had the teams. The team assignments were pretty interesting. So the red team were the following. Rika Tatsumi, who was pretty much the leader. Rika Tatsumi, Hyper Misao, Yuki Aino, Nao Kakuta, Hikari Noah, Raku, Moka Miyamoto, and Arisu Endo. Okay? And then the blue team. The blue team had the following. The leader, Mizuki, Suzume, Pam Harajuku, Yuki Arai, Miyu Watanabe, Mahiro Kiryu, Kaya Toribami, Yuki Kamifuku, and Yuka Sakazaki. That's right, she participated. Yuka Sakazaki. She was an extra on the blue team, but you know, still, she did compete. Okay, so those were your teams. So they had 5 different events. So game 1 came down to just a 3-on-3 tag team match. I think it was 20 minutes to 1 fall. And it was I guess it was pretty much a falls count anywhere, I guess. I mean, they had a ring. They had like a mat on a small stage. I guess that was the ring. But I mean, the action did go outside. But both teams picked 3 competitors. So for the blue team, you had Suzume, Pam Harajuku, and Yuki Arai. For the red team, you had now Kakuta, Hikari Noa, and Rika Tatsumi. So they did their match, and let's see, they did their match, and Rika Tatsumi ended up pinning Pam Harajuku after hitting her with a twist of fate. So, so that means the red team wins that game, and they get the point. All right, and then game two was actually pretty entertaining. So game two, they kind of had a spider obstacle course where you had to climb up on this little wall, and you had to climb and go across that wall as far as you could go. So each team had a competitor get on the wall and, scale, move across to the other side. And then you had the opposing team on the other side of the wall try to knock them off. And the thing is, if you get knocked off, you have to start over from the beginning. Each competitor had 3 minutes to get as far as they can, and pretty much the team altogether that had the furthest distance wins the game. So, first up, you had Yuki Aino, who made it with a total of 3 meters and 90 centimeters. Then Kaya Toribami. So Yuki Aino, that was of the red team, went first. Then Kaya Toribami of the blue team went next. Her distance was 6 meters, 90 centimeters. Okay. And then Arisu Endo of the red team went up. So they alternated. So Arisu Endo went up, and her distance was 9 meters, 40 centimeters. All right. And then Mizuki, leader of the blue team, went up, and her distance was 10 meters, 80 centimeters. Okay. And then Moka Miyamoto of the red team went next, and her distance was 9 meters, 60 centimeters. And then finally, Miyu Watanabe of the blue team went last, and she ended up getting the furthest distance out of everybody, which her distance was 13 meters and 70 centimeters. So they totaled up everybody's distance, and the blue team ended up having the highest after totaling everybody up. So blue team won game 2, which I actually really enjoyed that game. I thought it was funny with Yuki doing the eye pokes, and Yuka Sakazaki had a super soaker, a water gun, spraying in the face of the competitors as they were getting further and further. And then she also had pretty much a fake grasshopper in her hand that she kept teasing everybody with. I thought it was pretty funny. But so game 2 went to the blue team. Okay, game 3. Game 3, I have to say, was my favorite. So game 3, they did pretty much, I guess, freeze tag in a maze, in a really funky looking maze. So the way they had it set up was you had a runner and you had a demon. So the runner always gets a 5-second head start. And then after 5 seconds, the demon comes in. And the objective is for the runner to escape the maze, get from start to finish. The demon's objective is to catch the runner and pretty much grab her, tag her, whatnot. So if the runner escapes the maze, then they get a point for their team. But if the demon catches them, they get no points. So they did three rounds. They did 3 rounds. I believe they did 3 rounds. No, they did a couple of rounds. I think they did 5 rounds of this. But anyway, I'll just go in order. First off, we had Raku from the red team versus Palm of the blue team. Palm was the demon. Raku was able to escape without getting touched. So Raku gets the point for the red team. The next up we had Hikari Noa versus Suzume. So Hikari Noa of the red team versus Suzume of the blue team. Hikari Noa was the demon, and she was able to catch Suzume. So no point for the blue team. So red team still has 1. All right, next we had Nao Kakuta from the red team versus Yuki Arai of the blue team. Yuki Arai was the demon. But Nao Kakuta was able to escape, which gives her a point for the red team. So that's 2 points for the red team so far. Okay, next up we had red team's Arisu Endo versus Mahiro Kiryu of the blue team. Arisu Endo was the demon. Mahiro was able to escape, but let's keep it real. She cheated. She attacked back at Arisu Endo to keep her from being touched. So, yeah. So she cheated. But, I mean, they still gave it to her. So, yeah. Mahiro Kiryu gets the point for the blue team. All right. Next up, you had Hyper Misao from the red team versus Yuka Sakazaki of the blue team. Yuka was the demon, and Yuka sped through that maze like that, and she caught Hyper Misao so quick. It was like, wow. Yeah, Yuka was fast. Yuka was really fast. Okay, and then finally it came down to red team's Rika Tatsumi versus Yuki Kamifuku of the blue team. Rika was the demon. And Yuki almost got through, but Rika Tatsumi was able to get to her and catch her. Therefore, red team had the most points because they had 2 successful escapes. Blue team only had 1 escape. So, red team wins. Red team wins game 3. So, red team has won game 1 and game 3. Blue team has won game 2. Okay, next up was game 4. So game 4 was really interesting. So they were up high in the air on that, I guess, jungle gym looking structure. So what they had everybody do, they were strapped to packs, little, I guess those little harnesses to keep them from falling. So they had a member for each team go to the middle structure, and then they pretty much had sumo pushing slap battles where you had to try to push your opponent off balance. And if you can shove them off balance, you can't shove them in the middle or step on them or anything. You just have to use your hands, in palms. Can't grab or anything like that. But first one to knock the other one off balance gets the point. So you had Nao Kakuta versus Palm Harajuku. Nao Kakuta ended up getting the victory. So Nao got the point for the red team. Next up, we had Moka Miyamoto versus Miyu Watanabe. That didn't last long as Miyu Watanabe pretty much handled her easily, so blue team gets the point for that. And then we had Raku versus Yuka Sakazaki, which that one went back and forth, and it lasted pretty long, but Raku was just able to finally throw Yuka off guard, off balance, and pick up the win, which I thought right then and there that was it, and that the red team wins that game, because, I mean, it's technically 3-1. If it's a best of 5, blue team shouldn't have been able to win. But they kept going into Game 5, which I guess Game 5, depending on how it was, I guess was a winner-take-all or whatnot. It was really weird. But for Game 5, they were at this little playground with like a big like pool sort of thing. They had a couple of different parts to this area. And pretty much they had everybody from the red team and everybody from the blue team going up against each other. They all had their own team color headbands. White for the blue team, red for the red team. And the objective is to try to remove the headbands of each of your opponents. And this just got really, really wacky throughout this whole segment. But just to kind of go in the order of how things happened, Kaya Toribami of the blue team got her headband removed. Then now Kakuta from the red team. Then Arisu Endo, the red team. Then Moka Miyamoto of the red team. And then Suzume of the blue team got removed. And I guess there was a time limit or whatnot. But blue team ended up winning because they had removed the most of the red team headbands. But I guess they did it like a winner takes all. And sure enough, this ended up giving the whole series victory to the blue team. So I don't know if there was something that I missed in the instructions or what, but I would have thought the red team should have won this entire series, but it ended up being the blue team. So the blue team of Mizuki, Suzume, Harajuku, Yuki Arai, Miyu Watanabe, Mahiro Kiryu, Kaya Toribami, Yuki Kamifuku, and Yuka Sakazaki win for the blue team. So the special prize for the blue team was delicious barbecue. You know, they had like barbecue meats, pork belly. They had some seafood as well. Like pretty much they had the fancy barbecue. They had the fancy barbecue. And the losing team, the red team, which was Rika Tatsumi, Hyper Misao, Yuki Aino, Nao Kakuta, Hikari Noa, Raku, Moka Miyamoto, and Arisu Endo, they had to feast off of canned food, like canned sausages and like bean sprouts and stuff like that. And I think crab meat or something like that. It was just low budget stuff since they were the losers. But everybody joined and had some dinner. You know, they had the barbecue and the canned foods and all that, and they just grilled out. And you know what? It looked like everybody had a blast, and I have to say, I was very entertained. It would have been nice if there were subtitles or whatnot, but you know what? I was able to use Google Translate and was able to like catch like enough of what was going on. But this was a very entertaining show. Very entertaining. I enjoyed it from start to finish. And like I said, it was just really good to see everybody compete, have fun. You know, I can only imagine what the temperature was that day. It must have been pretty hot or whatnot. I mean, I don't know how it is in Japan, you know, summertime season. I don't know how hot it gets there, but I mean, it looked like it was a beautiful day. The sun was out and everybody was having a good time. So, you know, it's just good. It was just really good to see that, you know, it not being taken too serious and just everybody competing. You know, we got to see some wrestling. We still got to see some wrestling, a little bit of wrestling. But, you know, it wasn't so serious. You know, everybody was out there having fun. I mean, it was good seeing Yuka Sakazaki out there. And who knows, maybe she'll be cleared to compete soon. You know, she was out there having fun. But yeah, it was just really good to see everybody enjoy themselves. You know what I mean? So, Sayori Namba was out there as well. She was doing her usual ring announce duties. But, yeah, it was just really good to see all the ladies have fun and enjoy themselves. And it was very entertaining. Very funny and very entertaining. So, great show. Really great show. Definitely enjoyed it. But come the 29th of July, it'll be back to business as usual via the Tokyo Princess Cup 10 quarterfinals. So we got that to look forward to. But on to this weekend, it is back to business as usual. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Don't forget to check out Game Beauty. And also, let me know what your thoughts are. How are y'all liking the G1 Climax 33 so far? It's starting to come down to the wire. You know, as it gets ready to go into next week, they'll pretty much be wrapping up the blocks next week, and then it'll be time to start the winners block. So remember, it's 2 from each block that make it to the winners block. So the top 2. So let me know who you believe the top 2 will be for this year's winners block. And let me know what your thoughts are on the TJPW Summer Athletic Park match. Let me know what you thought of the different games, and did you enjoy it? Did you think it was dumb, lame? I thought it was awesome. I thought it was very entertaining. But let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Now I'm about to go rest up and get ready for GalaxyCon Day 2. So for another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube, my name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow. Blessed weekend, actually. And I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. Peace.